Hello all, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to our weekly portion review, and this week we are continuing with the portion of Toledot, which in English means generations or the descendants. And well, of course, it's the descendants of Abraham and Isaac. Specifically, we're focusing on Jacob and Esau. There's the famous blessing swap that we all know of. There's the passing of Isaac's wife, Rebecca. So this is the portion in an overview. But specifically today, I want to focus about this relationship between Esau and Jacob, or who these two brothers, these twins, are representing. So the portion, the Torah tells us that and describes to us that the turmoil that Rivka is going through in her womb, it says, and the children struggled within her. Now Rashi, the commentator, gives a very interesting interpretation or explanation, which is that they were struggling one with another on the inheritance of two different worlds. As in, these unborn twins are already fighting over this world and the world to come. Now, if Jacob really desired a spiritual world and Esau wanted a material world, why should they fight at all? Right? Now, the rabbis point out, something much deeper, both Jacob and Esau wanted both of these worlds. And the difference lies not really in what they desired, but in their natural orientation, right? Where each one actually begins and what each one has to struggle to ultimately acquire. And Jacob's soul really, it inclines upwards, and his instinct is towards holiness and refinement and really eternity, towards the world to come. And his challenge is then this world, this earth, right? To build, to succeed, to hold power responsibly, and to ultimately sanctify the material world without being overpowered by it. And this is why our sages really declare with a mountain certainty that in the Talmud, all Israel has a portion in the world to come. Right? We're not living our life in a constant existential fear, wondering if we will merit an eternal life. And the Jewish anxiety really is the opposite. How do we actually stand strong in this world? How do we succeed? How do we lead? How do we influence without losing our spiritual essence? Now, on the flip side, Esau is known as a hairy man, right? A man that's already covered, meaning he's complete from birth. And unlike Jacob, right, and more in a certain sense like an animal that's born with fur, Esau arrives to this world fully formed, and he's not lacking anything. His natural power is really the mastery over this world, which means actions and conquest and accomplishments. But what he lacks is transcendence, right? And from this, we see that these cultures really that emerge from Esau, ultimately Rome and the Western world, they begin with this immense worldly success, but later they develop at some point a deep longing for eternity. Right, and I would say Christianity really emerges in Rome precisely when this empire feels the limits of its earthly power. Right, the central spiritual anxiety really becomes: will I merit a place in the world to come? And here, really, the spiritual psychology of Jacob and Esau reverses. Right, Esau's descendants feel existentially insecure about heaven, and Jacob's descendants feel existentially insecure about earth, this world. Now, the Torah even deepens this contrast by describing one as smooth and the other one as hairy. Right, beyond the physical description, there's a spiritual portrait that they're painting for us. Esau is finished; he's complete. His natural gifts, his strength, his charisma, his instinct. And Jacob is smooth, again, unfinished, always developing. He's a human being who has to build himself layer by layer. And which we could also later on, that we're alluding to even the idea of the ladder, in Jacob's ladder, right? He has to ascend. Now, Jacob is not made, right? He is making himself. He's not Esau, which in Hebrew is Esav, but the letters are Ayin, Shin, Vav, which means, could be even Asu, which means he's already done. But Yaakov, Jacob, is the one which also means to follow. He follows after, right? Perfection. He climbs endlessly. He's holding on to Esau's calf, right? Because he's looking to move forward. He is the one who is actually living in this constant dialogue with the infinite. And his greatness then lies really in the fact that he never ever stops becoming. Now, the big question is, can these two modes really reconcile? And the Torah hints that they can, but not only in conflict, but also in cooperation. Right? Rashi notes that the verse, "The two nations are in your womb," right, which their mother is wondering about. He says that it really should be written as Shnei Geim, meaning these are two proud leaders. And it gives an example of Rabbi Judah the Prince, right, who's a descendant of Jacob, and the Roman emperor of the time, Marcus Aurelius, who's a descendant of Esau. And the Midrash describes this beautiful, remarkable friendship that they both had and this mutual respect between them. And this really suggests a profound possibility that Jacob and Esau and their strengths could actually complete one another. And when spiritual refinement meets worldly strength, when eternity meets action, the world actually becomes whole. And even in the prophet Ovadia, he describes this ultimate harmony, right? That the saviors will ascend to Mount Zion and judge the mountain of Esau, and the kingship will be the Lord's. And this is not really a verse of domination, but it's actually a verse of integration. The chaos of Esau is judged, clarified, elevated, and the world's material power finally aligns with its divine purpose. And Jacob and Esau were born struggling, but they're destined ultimately to complete each other. And the Jewish mission is not really to reject the world. We're here to refine it, and not to escape the material, but to elevate it, and not to fear success, but ultimately to sanctify it. So I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and please God, we will learn together to live and reconnect to our brothers and sisters out there in the world, so we could hastenly bring the Messiah. Shabbat Shalom. Take care.